Some of the biggest accomplishments across the country that Trust for Public Land delivered was about 100,000 acres of new public land that we helped create, plus 55 new trails and access, and 15 new parks and community green schoolyards across the country. And what I'm particularly excited about here in Ventura are two projects. We added about 100 acres of public lands through an acquisition of private property that has been in private hands for over 100 years along the Ventura River Parkway, and now it's public. In addition, we have made some serious efforts to protect Rancho Cañada Larga last year, and we think 2026 will be the year that we make a big announcement on how that property is being protected. And I'd say the other kind of thing that I'm really excited about that we did in 2025 is opened a brand new park in Southern California in an industrial town called Southgate. This property just off of the 710 freeway. It's called the Urban Orchard. And the whole idea was it was an abandoned industrial site that Trust for Public Land came in with the city, cleaned it up, and it's right along the LA River. And so we're pulling water from the LA River, bringing it on site, cleaning it on site. We created a wetland, and then using that water to irrigate the orchard. So again, a great example of the type of successes that we had in 2025. I think one of the biggest things nationally that we were nervous about is there was an effort on the part of Congress to pull back major commitments to public lands. There were efforts to sell public lands. There were efforts to divert important monies that support public lands. And, the public really reacted, and, Congress took a different stance. Public lands are still protected. The funds were not diverted. And that's because hikers and hunters, walkers and joggers all came together to really say, public lands are important. Public lands and our parks really deserve people's attention. And so I think residents of this country, regardless of blue or red, came together for green. And that was a big, big challenge we were nervous about, but successful. The other thing that really impacted us at the Trust for Public Land and in our California program in particular, both our staff as well as our communities, were the wildfires in Los Angeles. Again, another example of the challenges that we're facing when we think about public space, when we think about our park systems, and the important need to ensure that we are actively working to be smart about development, to be smart about how we use nature-based solutions to address things like wildfire resiliency. In 2026, a couple of big things that we're excited about. We're continuing the efforts to expand our land conservation program, really shifting our land acquisition strategies so that we support major climate objectives. We've launched in California, for example, a major focus on water and a major focus on wildfire resiliency, thinking about how parks and open space support our important commodity in water and how we use nature-based solutions in order to think about wildfire resiliency and how we strengthen communities. So that's a new direction that we're really jumping into in 26 and going real focused in that work across the state.